plain. Now look at verse 12 and 14. No, not that one. Antichrist is taken over in Jeremiah 48:24. I think we just looked at that. Isaiah 48 or Jeremiah 48. Jeremiah 48:24. And upon Kiriath, the land of Moab, far or near, the horn of Moab is cut off, and his arm is broken, saith the Lord. Now look at verse 41. Kiriath is taken, the strongholds are surprised, the mighty man's heart in Moab, and that day shall be as the heart of a woman. And we read that earlier. Now look, when Balaam cursed Moab, what did he say? He said the corners of Moab. So go to Numbers 24 and we'll look at that. When Balaam cursed Moab, and he's talking about how the Lord's going to cut them down. Numbers 24:15 through 17. And this is the Antichrist he's talking about. He's foretelling the future right here. Numbers 24:15. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam the son of Beor hath said, and the man whose eyes are open hath said, he hath said which heard the words of God and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, fallen into a trance, but having his eyes open. And I shall see him, but now, not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Seth. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do violently. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. Now there's prophecies right there, and was foretold a long time, and it's still yet to come. And that's what chapter 15 is. Let's read 16 real quick, and we'll get into chapter 16. But it's the same thing. It's on Moab. Send ye the lamb to the ruler of the land from Selah, to the wilderness unto the mount daughter of Zion. For it shall be that as a wandering bird cast out of the nest, so the daughters of Moab shall be the fords of Arnon. Take counsel, execute judgment, make thy shadow as the night in the midst of noonday. Hide the outcast, bewray not him that wandereth. Let mine outcast dwell with thee, Moab. Be thou a covert to them from the face of the spoiler, for the extortioner is the end of the spoiler ceaseth. The oppressors are consumed out of the land. And in mercy shall the throne be established, and he shall sit upon it in truth, in the tabernacle of David, judging and seeking judgment and hasting righteousness. Now you look at verse 1. We'll stop right there at verse 5. But verse 1, it mentions Selah. And Dr. Ruckman has a note on Selah, which is the rock city. And if you go over there, there's a rock city out there. And I think Clarence Larkin mentioned it, and I took a snapshot of it. I'm going to read that to you about this city of Selah. Selah is located in the mountains like as in the crater of a volcano. And this is the area we're talking about. It has but one entrance, and that is through a narrow winding defile or canyon from 12 to 40 feet wide, the sides of which are precipitous and at times so close together as to almost shut out the blue sky above and make you think you are passing through a subterranean passageway. The heights of the side varies from 200 to 1,000 feet. Now 40 feet is as wide as this for 1,000 feet up. Can you imagine that? Selah Petrie, called a rock city. Pretty wild, ain't it? And the length of this canyon is about 2 miles, so you're walking 2 miles like that. Claustrophobic, you don't want to be there. No other city in the world has such a wonderful gateway. The sides of the canyon are lined with wonderful monuments, temples carved out of the rocky sandstone of the sides. Once inside the rocky enclosure of the city, we find the ruins of a magnificent building. Tombs and monuments and the cliffs and surrounding the city are carved and honeycombed with excavations to a height of 300 feet above the floor of the valley. So they call that the Rock City right there, and that's in the same area. It's been said that they're going to, let's see, I'll read the note right here on 16:1. Again, you have a prophecy that goes beyond Nebuchadnezzar's conquest of the land, and a directed reference on the path of the second advent on Deuteronomy 33:2. The ignorant apostate at the Christian college, universities, seminaries make the lamb a tribute given to the king of Moab. But it is the lamb going from Sela Petra, where the Jews have fled during the tribulation. So he's saying they flee right there to that city. Now, where are you going to go to hide when something goes like that? Well, we might have a little insight where they're going to go. If you go to 2 Kings 14:7, you'll see the book to Jerusalem where he sits down on the throne of David, his father David, and rebuilds the tabernacle of David in Acts 15:16. That's what that note says. And so there you have the Rock City right there. Anybody ever familiar with that city? Look, that it's big. They say it's magnificent. It's wild. And things like that. And then you read your Bible, you say, is that going to happen? Yeah, very well could be. All right, we're 10 minutes till. Any questions there? Mm-hmm. You go back there, that's the two children. Lot's right in that land right there. And it surprises me, God, he said, don't destroy them. I've given that to Lot's children. That's what he said. And the Lord will deal with them. And he's going to deal with them. All righty.